YouTube. How's everybody doing? Whew, it is hot. It is hot. It is very hot. Um, this video that I'm going to make is actually going to be a story time, but it's also hopefully going to help people, especially young girls who are growing up, when they hit that stage of when everything is changing and they talk about the birds and the bees and what happens when you become a woman and stuff like that. This is just my own personal story. This is my own personal. This is actually like literally like what happened to me personally. So, I remember having it happen and freaking out at the moment. But now that I'm older, I find it freaking fun. I find it hilarious, and I hope you guys find it funny too. And I hope that maybe you guys can have a good laugh as well. And hopefully we can learn some things together. So, when we're going to start all the way back before I even started womanhood, we're going to go back. So, I want you guys to get a feel of what my situation was and stuff like that. So, basically, parents are split. Mom was there but wasn't there. And what I mean by that was physically she was in my life. I physically lived with the woman. But she had other things in mind that were more important than parenting, I guess you can say. Like, if she had an opportunity to go to the bar, she would go to the bar, and that was that. Like, if she had an opportunity to go with her friends, she'd dump me at my grandparents. And when I mean by dump, I don't mean like literally dump, because I don't want people to think, oh, blah, blah, blah. I love my grandparents. I love my grandmother. She's still around. My grandfather passed away, but I love them. But what happened was, I reached the age, I think about 9, 8, 9, and my mom still had not talked to me about the birds and the bees and stuff like that. However, I was learning about it through health class, sex ed, that type of ordeal, but that still did not give my mother the excuse not to talk to me about it. So, both my parents are nurses. So, I was with my dad because I saw him every other weekend, and he was like, Sarah, do you know about the birds and the bees? And I'm like, only because of what school's teaching me. My mother isn't really, she hasn't sat down and we had the talk yet. So, my dad did not know how to approach the subject because he didn't feel as though he could, which is appropriate because, he's my dad, even though he's a nurse. So he asked my aunts, my two aunts and my grandmother so his sisters and his mom, to talk to me about it, to get to know about like what it is, what happens, why does it happen, this is what happens to do this, you do this, to have this, blah, 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 blah. Don't want to get too much into detail. But, so basically, when you have your period, you reach womanhood. You're a woman. Woohoo! So what happened was my mother still had not taught me anything, but my aunt and my grandmother had. So what happened was, I can't stop laughing about it. That's what's so funny. I remember this so clearly. I was 11 years old. Yeah, I was a little bit of a late bloomer. Not gonna lie, I was a late bloomer. And I was with my dad. I was with my dad, and we were at my grandma's house. And I would go upstairs to use the bathroom. And, little 11-year-old me didn't think that this was gonna happen so quickly. But I go to the bathroom, and I see that I started. So, the first thing I'm thinking, sorry, the first thing that's going through my mind is that I'm bleeding. Like, I'm like injured, like something's happening. So I scream for my grandma to come up, and my dad. So my grandma comes up, and she sees me, and I say, I'm bleeding, I'm dying. And she's like, no, this is what I talked to you about. You're becoming a woman. And I'm like, what the hell? And I was like 11 years old at the time, so I'm like, I'm freaking out, I'm crying, I'm thinking I'm dying. Although I'm not dying, I'm just having my period. I'm getting my very first fucking period. That's what it was. So then my grandma, she's trying to calm me down, and then she leaves the bathroom. And she goes downstairs and she talks to my dad. She's like, Scott, because my dad's name is Scott. Scott, I need you to go to the store and get some pads. So my dad has no idea what the hell he's doing because, you know, he doesn't have one. He doesn't get a period. So he's like, what? And my grandma's like, you have to go to the store and get some pads for Sarah. She just started her period. And my dad's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm just like, I'm still freaking out at this point because I'm like, I'm bleeding, I'm dying. Even though I'm not. But my girl's like, no, you're fine. You're just having your period. So my dad gets in his car, goes to a store. I'm not sure what store he goes to. Now, he goes to the store. He goes to the feminine hygiene section. And there's this big wall of pads and tampons. And because my dad's a man, he doesn't know what to do. So he's like he's looking at the wall. He's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He's like, oh. And as he was doing that, there was a mom with her daughter walking by, and they were giggling. And that was my dad's first experience going to the store to get something for his daughter's first period. So what happened was, I'm still at my grandma's house. I'm still freaking out. And my grandma's like, okay, sir, he'll be back soon. Don't worry. This is going to happen once a month. You're going to have this, that, and the other thing. Sometimes this or that. More so. And then she was like, because my dad was at the store and we were at her house still, she was like, listen, you're going to probably figure out that you maybe want to try birth control. That's on you. Blah, 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 blah. When you're older, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, my dad comes back. I swear to God, he got like 3 different types of pads because he did not know what the hell he was doing. And he was telling my grandma about what happened with the wall and the deer in the headlights and and then I started using the pads. So then that weekend we were going to Lake Compounds, and obviously I'm walking around the park. I'm like, I don't know how the hell I'm trying to wear this thing, and I'm just like, oh my God, like it was not a good time. It was not a good time. So then what happened was I go back to my mom's, and obviously it was discussed that I got my first period, blah, 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 and we stocked up. And the thing is with my mom, because she was there, but she wasn't there as a mom, she got me tampons. Now, how am I gonna hell use a tampon? I don't know how the hell I'm gonna use a freaking tampon, okay? So I'm trying to shove the damn thing up there, and it's so uncomfortable. Like, it just didn't feel right, and I'm trying to, like, be like, not no. So basically, I made her get more pads because, you know, that's how that was. Okay. But yeah, that was the story of how I got my first period. I hope that maybe you got a good laugh of this. I know at the time I didn't, but now I laugh about it like all the time, like going, okay, this is what happened. I'm freaking laughing about it. I think it's hilarious. And I hope that, you know, learning about this type of thing, it's not easy, okay? Like, you're in that stage, you're trying to retain the information out, and you're also going through it at the same time. So I understand because, again, my mom didn't really teach me about it. I mainly learned from my aunts and my grandmother and what my school taught me. And then when I was old enough, I got a book about it, so I was reading about it, stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I became a woman. My very first period And my dad having to go and look at the pad wall and be like I swear to God, like a deer in the headlights. Alright, well, I know it's a short video, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Help me out, get noticed in the big world of YouTube. Maybe it goes somewhere, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But please also comment if you had something like this, like an experience like this, or anything, or a different experience. You know, like I said, everyone has a different experience with this, and this was just mine. So comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bye, guys.